Well, hello guys. Finally gonna be starting this tutorial series. Okay, making a DirectX 11. I know a lot of you wanted me to do this for a long time actually. So I'm finally gonna make your dreams come true. Anyway, so that's I'm gonna do this in a couple of tutorials, and I'm gonna be initializing and make a little engine for you guys for DirectX 11. I actually finished this engine a while ago, but my hard drive died on me and I didn't back it up. So yeah, that was bad on me there. So I had to redo the entire engine again. But it's all good. I have it up now. And remember, I want you guys to know it's a simple engine. It's not any fancy anything going on in here. I know it could be done way better in any other ways, but it's a simple one where you guys can start off on and you guys can fix it up and basically make it your own. So it's making it really simple for you guys, and you guys can change it later on if you guys want to. So what you're gonna do now is create a new project. Well, basically, tutorial video is actually initializing the window, like basically initializing the project and initializing the window, and yeah, of course, like always, like same thing as I did in OpenGL, where we can initialize in the window and OpenGL. Well, in this case, it'll be DirectX. So, um, make sure it's Visual C++ and go to Win32 console application. What can I name this? For me, I'm gonna just call it DX Engine Tutorial. You can name it whatever you guys want to. For me, I'm gonna just call it DX Engine Tutorial. Let me see, DX Engine Tops Directs. Yep. Press OK. Press Next. Make sure it's empty project. And finish. So you can have this stuff. Oh, one thing I can mention later. Never mind. I could do that later. So basically, you want to do add a new item, C++. I'm gonna name it main. I'm not sure if we need to. And make sure it runs. In my case, I have this. So press any whatever, as long as that works. So once you have that, we're gonna go to properties. We're gonna be initializing what you call it. We're gonna be initializing our I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. Make sure you download the DirectX SDK. I'm gonna have the link in the description if you don't know where it's at. So click it up and make sure it's downloaded. You may get an error if you already have Visual Studio already like downloaded or whatever. You may get this error when you download the S1023 error, and the issue. Well, I'm gonna have this link in the description too if you guys need it. But basically, where is that? Basically, the issue is this. Make sure you remove this from your system, download DirectX, and then reinstall this again. So that's basically the issue. I don't know why it does it, to be honest, but make sure you do that in case you can download it. I'm gonna have this link in the description, so in case you need it, or you can just Google it, and you'll eventually find it too. But anyway, now that I set that, you want to go to character set. Make sure it's set to use multi-byte character set. You want to go to the BC directories, BC++, and inside here, you want to initialize the include from the DirectX SDK. It has an environment variable already, so basically all you have to do is the money sign, open parentheses, DX SDK underscore dir, and close parentheses, and include. Basically, what this environment variable is already links it up to the root directory of that SDK. So it's pretty simple. That's all you needed to do. And press OK. In the library, you can do the same thing, but you're going to be including the library. So money sign DX SDK underscore dir include. Oh, that's not include. What I'm talking about. You can include lib slash, whatever you call that, slanted slash. I'm blanking out right now. Sorry. And then you can include the x86 folder. So you have that. Do we need anything in C++? Do we need anything in C++? No, don't think so. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go to linker, go to input, and we can initialize the library files. And what we're gonna need is the dxgi.lib, the d3d11.lib, the d3dx11.lib, and the d3dx10.lib. Don't have that apply. I think that's all for now. Oh, another thing is as well, they need we're doing no, never mind. I thought I was gonna need it in here. Forget about it, forget about it. Press OK and it shoot. Oh, okay. There you go. You press, make sure it still compiles correctly, and once it does, press OK, press the X. So what we're gonna do now is we can create a new class. We're gonna call it framework. It's if and def framework. I spelled it. I know. I will come back to it after I finish this. Why can't I type today? Why can't I type today? Fine. And if. So what we're gonna need here, we can define. It's something that we can need in here. It's win32 underscore lean and mean. I explain that later. I just want to get this class going. So we can in here we can have a function called Initialize, and we can have a function, another function called Run. Basically, where the update and rendering functions will be located. We can have a private function called create DX window. We can show our pointer title, window title, I guess it's called window title to make it more. Int x, which will be the position of the window. Int the width of the window and the height. You can have members, member variable, sharp pointer, and application name. And I think I'm gonna need to pass in. I forgot what include I need for that. DXGI maybe? Hold on, don't write it until I know that's the right one. Okay, yeah. So include that. I mean, I'm gonna change that later, just for make this one work. Just include that for now. Oh no, wait, what am I talking about? No, what I need is Windows, not that. Windows should have that, right? Yep, so I thought so. Okay. Include Windows. We can remove that and move it somewhere else later on, but for now it's fine there. So when you have that, I forgot to mention another thing. Might as well just do it now. Add another file. Include a header file, and call it a system defs. Might as well include it now before you forget. And system defs _h number define system defs _h number sign and def. Okay, so we can in here we can have it define, call it screen width, and set that to 1280. Another define for screen height, and have that at 768. You can change that to whatever size you want the window to be. Number define window pause x. That'll be the position of the window in the x axis. I'm gonna have it 1630 since I have 3 monitors, so I want it to open up in the center monitor for me. So you can have it at 00 if you guys like, depending whatever you want the window to be located at. And 85 for me. This is for me. You guys can change this up to whatever you guys want. And the same goes for this one. So I don't know what the window size you want. You're gonna have a const float screen. I might as well have it now. This will be when we create the camera, but since we're not gonna do the camera yet, it'll be till later on. But I might as well have this on right now. And that'll be it for now. So in here, number include, we're gonna need it. So this is gonna be moved on to another file later on. So just have that for now. So once then you will go to the framework CBP file. I forgot to mention. Make sure you include that in framework CBP file. You also want to include IO screen. And using namespace std. Yep, namespace std. Okay. So in here in the destructor. Wait, I forgot to do something else. Never mind, I can do that later. You want to have an unregistered register class. This will destroy the window, I guess. So at least the register class. You're gonna pass the application name and the mh instance. Make sure you set the h instance to equal null. Another thing that we're gonna need, and this we're gonna use for Windows. You're gonna call L result callback the WM proc. Basically, this will be just for Windows stuff, where you say you want keys down or stuff like that. So your param, make sure you spelled it correctly. So your param and the L param. This is just basically a prototype that we can need for later on. In here, we're gonna call it bool framework. We're gonna do the initialize function. And we're gonna say if not create DX window. And we're gonna pass in whatever name that you want to give it the application window. For me, I'm gonna call it DX engine tutorial. Whatever you want to name it. The window pause X, window, pause Y, screen width, and the screen height. If it doesn't initialize it, then return false. Otherwise, return true. We can do the run function. Run. You call it MSG. Zero memory. And the size of MSG. Once you have that, we can do the update loop. This is where the update loop is going to be at. While MSG.message does not equal WN quit. If peak message of MSG null 0U PM remove translate message MSG dispatch message of MSG. Else this is where the update and render functions will be at once we create it later on. Now that we have that, now comes the little crazy when we're gonna create the window, and that's a little bit more crazy stuff going on in there. Got a sharp pointer type window title. You know what? Too lazy to do all that right now. Here we go. Okay, so we can have HWND, WND class X, and call it WC. Call M application name equals window title. We have MH instance. We're gonna set that get module handle of null. And basically here we can set up the window class with default settings. I'm not sure if it's called default settings since I kind of updated it to my own. So you see style equals CS underscore H redraw. You call it CS B redraw and the CS ONDC. You can have WC dot the LP FN WN proc, and that's going to be the WND proc, the function that we created on top of the prototype, which we'll initialize later on. WC the CB CLS extra, set that to 0. WC CB WD extra, you set that to 0 as well. WC the H instance, set that to MA instance. WC H icon, set that to load icon Set the first parameter to null. The second parameter set that ADI win logo. WC dot H icon SM. Let's set that to same thing to the top one. Let's set it to that. You can set the cursor WH dot H cursor and set that to low cursor. First parameter to null and the second parameter to set it to IDC arrow. You can set the background in HBR background. Set that to cast it as HBrush. Get stock object. Set it to a black brush, so the background could be black. And WC dot. Sorry, I feel like I wanted to sneeze. We're gonna set that to LP as the menu name. We're gonna set that to null. WC dot LP as the class name and set that to the M application name. And lastly, the WC, the CB size of WND class X. I'll make sure this all looks nice. Well, hold on. I'll make sure that all this looks nice for me. I have to go one more actually. It's up to you. I probably should not care anyway, but really? Okay. This photo looks nicer for me. Alrighty. So next, we're gonna create an if statement. Call it if not register. It's probably called register correctly. Register class EX. Set that to WC. If it doesn't register it, message box. That's to give you a warning saying that register class EX, whatever you want the parameter to be. Set it to error. And MB OK. MB OK means that you have to press OK in order for that window to go away. And then return false. Otherwise, if it did work, you can have an int style. We call it WS underscore overlapped. WS system or sysmenu and WS invisible. No, not invisible, it's visible. I was like, what the hell's going on? Okay. WS caption and WS minimize box. We're gonna use that later on. And then we can have end screen with, say, get system metrics, SM, C, XS, or CX screen, and end screen height equals get system metrics SM CY screen Actually, because we can have something else in here, but I'll change that up. Hold on. What, we may not need this for now. There's something else that we gotta do here later on once we have the function. Actually, we can need in here setting if we want it full screen or not. So to do for me here, so I won't forget, full screen. But since we're not gonna do that yet, I'm just gonna start initializing the window for now. So we're gonna HWD equals create window ex ws x app window. The p title, oh, it's window title. Window title. The end style that we created on top. The X, Y, screen width. Oh no, did I pass it in here? Width and height, okay. It's a little bit too high, okay. Width and height, so then null, M, H instance, and set the last parameter to null. So once you set that, we can have some if conditions. We're gonna say if HWD equals null, like the window wasn't created correctly. We can have a message box and set that to HWD. Wait, set the null. What am I talking about? Create window ex failed. Call it error and be okay. You can have a post quit message. And return false. Once you have that, you can have show window HWD SW show set foreground window to HWD set focus to HWD and return true. And lastly, what you can need is that function that we need to create, the L result callback WND proc HWD uint message wparam and lparam. Okay, we can have a paint struct, call it PS, and HDC. You can have a switch message and we can have a case or WM paint break, call it HDC equals begin paint HWD PS and paint HWD and PS. Have another one, call it case WM destroy. Well, I guess it never really goes in there though. Call it WM close. Not destroy. Wrong one I was thinking about. post quit message 0 and destroy window. HWD. Otherwise, set the default to be to return def window proc HWD message w param l param. So you have that. So make sure it compiles. Hopefully it compiles. Hopefully I didn't create anything stupid in here. No, but did not. Not all paths returns a value. Oh, no, forgot to return 0. Make sure you return 0 in this WND proc. Okay, so then we're gonna go to main, include framework.h. It's not gonna be a huge thing. It's called framework pointer framework equals new framework. Then we can have if framework. So if initialize correctly, framework dot run. So it will never ever break out of here until we quit the message. So it's always going to be in the while loop until we quit. Then if it breaks out of there, delete the framework, and that's it. Hopefully it runs. I hope it does. There we go. We created a window, finally. In half an hour. That was a long time. Okay. Oh man. Creating windows suck sometimes. But there we go. That's how you create the window. Let's see if there's anything I missed in here before I let you guys go. Like I said, this is just the first tutorial or zero tutorial. I'm gonna call it zero tutorial because you're just initializing the window and stuff. Like I said, we can need a full screen thing that we can use later on today. Or later on, I mean. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. Okay, well, you know what? If you want to do the full screen, might as well just do it now. I think I'm just gonna. Okay. I don't have to call it. Call it a can we do a define boolean? Call it full screen. Nah. You know what? Let's do a const one. Const bool full screen equals false. Const bool. We're not gonna be using this one, but might as well have it on already. Bsync enabled. We're gonna start using it in the next tutorial where you initialize DirectX. But might as well just have it in there for now. So we're gonna use the full screen variable. So go up here, go to the destructor, and say if full screen. Make sure you change the display, not display, display settings. Set the first parameter to null. Set it to 0. So basically, you want to do make sure if it's full screen, make sure you delete it first. I mean, not delete it, but change. Make sure you disable full screen first before deleting the window. And then what I was gonna create earlier, kind of where I know to do. You know what? Have this in the bottom because. Okay, so I could delete that since I'm gonna do it now. So have int screen width. So same thing as I had earlier. And get system metrics. And get C on SM CX screen int screen width equals get system metrics smcy screen, and say if full screen. We can have the def mode. Call it DM screen settings. Set the memset DM settings to 0 and size of DM settings. DM setting. Oh, what did I do? How do you want it? The DM size. Set that to size of what did I do here? What am I doing? Size of screen settings. DM settings. Set that DM pales width to equal the casted unsigned in long screen width. The DM pales height, set that to casted as unsigned long and screen height. Did I increase? Oh. Set the DM settings, the DM bits per pixel or per pel, whatever at those pixel. Never mind. Set that to 32. And the last one, DM settings, DM fields. Set that to DM bits per pixel or per or what? Oh, wow, I don't even know what. DM pales width and pales height. DM pales height. And then you want to change display settings to this and CDS full screen. I think, or let's set else. Set screen width equals width. Screen height equals height. Make sure you change that in here as well. And that should be it. So make sure that still compiles. It does. I see full screen. I don't know if it's going to show up in here, but oh. What did it? Oh, it does create full screen, but then it goes to window again. Huh. Is there a reason for it to do that? Goes to full screen and then changes back to window. But if you close it, it goes full screen and then disables itself. Huh. It's probably because I create my own style window. That was not it. Well, I'll look at that later. In the next tutorial, I'll fix that. It looks a little bit weird. It's already 40-minute tutorial already. I'll fix that later. Gotta figure out why it's doing that. But anyway, yeah, I'll fix that in the next story. I'll mention it again and then figure out why it's not doing full screen. But it's not really necessary anyway, because all we care about is to make the engine work. So, and full screen doesn't really do anything anyway. We could fix that another time. But anyway, there you go, guys. I guess that was a waste of whatever 8 minutes that I had to do with that. But anyway, this is how we can initialize the window. We're gonna be updating this framework a little bit more in this TPP file. Once we have the other classes going on, in the next tutorial we can initialize the DirectX. So that's gonna be a lengthy one because there's a lot going on in that tutorial. That's gonna have a lot of parts. Same thing like OpenGL had, so but a little bit more actually. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you like this tutorial and hope looking forward to it. I know the first tutorial kind of always suck because we have to create the window, but anyway, I hope you guys like the tutorial. Tell other people about it, and like always, if there's something that I can improve on, or you say this way it should have been better this way or whatever, just let me know. Just know that I'm always looking for input and feedback. That's always appreciated. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So signing out, guys.